is currently the 15th of, oh god. It is currently the 15th of January 2021. Just yesterday marked the first day of the first year of discontinuation of Windows 7 support. Windows 7 is, well, you probably know what Windows 7 is at this point. You've probably used it sometime before. It was an OS a lot of us out there grew up with, and the OS was dropped last year from support. Now what this meant was that you could still use the OS, but there wasn't going to be any more support. Now the thing is that because of a certain health precaution in the air, there has not and because the stock market has crashed and a lot of people have lost their jobs, there's not a lot of people who are willing to spend $200 to upgrade to Windows 10. It's something they're not used to, so they need time to get used to it, and they definitely cannot put in a steep investment into an OS that may or may not work for them. So today we're going to cover if Windows 7 is still usable in 2020 or not. Now, as you can see right here, Windows 7 is working just fine, but that's not an accurate representation of anything. So first we're going to talk about web browsers, because this is something you guys are going to be using every day when you use Windows 7. So you can see Chrome's taking a while to load here. I've had to disable the arrow theme. I can actually record with the arrow theme. The problem is that I had to disable it so that my whole computer wouldn't melt down, and But you can see, I know we got an older version of iTunes there, but that's because it's got a cool logo, and that's why I like that version of iTunes, even though it's really buggy, like iTunes is. And for some reason, Avast is trying to get us to buy more services. Hurrah. Alright, go back. So this is Chrome. So Google announced that Chrome was going to be dropped from Windows 7 in July. Now the thing is, this hasn't happened yet, and in fact Google announced that they were going to support it for another year. Now why is that? Because they want to make sure businesses can transfer safely to Windows 10 after COVID-19 ends, not be rushed to do it during COVID. So the reason why developers are still holding on to Windows 7 a lot has to do with COVID at this point, not anything else. You can see, if we go to About Chrome here, which everything is taking forever to load, I don't know why, you can see we're on version 87, pretty much the latest version. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a later version after this, but I don't use Chrome on a daily basis, so I don't actually know if there's a later version. I use Firefox, and Firefox is still supported as well. Firefox has a very higher tolerance level for older operating systems, and they are likely going to be supporting Windows 7 until it gets until they can't hold on to it for longer. Now, in terms of antiviruses, of course, antiviruses will always support older versions of Windows. For example, Avast here works on Windows XP, so I'd recommend, if you can, install an antivirus. I know it's going to slow down your computer and stuff. Oh god, what the heck? But it's just a generally pretty good idea to install an antivirus, as it keeps your computer safe. It's just like one extra whole layer of security. But should you upgrade to Windows 10? And I would say, yeah, probably. I know Windows 7 is something that a lot of people are used to and a lot of people like because of its point-and-click interface here. Like you can see here, everything's really built for computer users instead of built for hybrid users, people who are using like a tablet and people who are using computers. Everything is really, built for computer users here. And I know a lot of people I know for a fact would not want to upgrade to Windows 10 just because they're not used to it. But my advice would be upgrade to Windows 10, because at most I'm willing to give this operating system another year to live before it's cut off from application support and stuff. And once it's cut off from application support, it's pretty much just going to be completely useless from that point on. I mean, you'll be able to use the applications for a while longer, but not so long to the point where like it'll actually be useful. I mean, you can't even watch YouTube on Windows XP anymore through the latest version of Chrome, which does say something. Now, if you're looking to upgrade to Windows 10, I would say first check if you have an HDD versus an SSD. This can easily be checked by going over here. Explorer, load faster. Oh, turns out it doesn't show what disk type it is, and I don't know how to either. So you can't tell if you have an SSD or an HDD, unfortunately. I don't. So, yeah, so if you're upgrading to Windows 10, I'd recommend at least 8 gigabytes of RAM and an SSD. That will really help you, although 8 gigs of RAM is quickly becoming obsolete, so if you can, maybe go for 16, but RAM prices are pretty high right now, so don't get them right now, get them later. And otherwise, yeah, so I think if you're still running Windows 7, you should upgrade right now. I mean, it really is I would very strongly recommend you upgrade to Windows 7. Just forget about everything you know about computers and upgrade. Because this, if you don't upgrade, this could potentially be a security risk. You could bump into like malware and stuff that would be not doing like nice things, I guess. What am I talking about? And you could basically run into a lot of problems if you do not upgrade to the latest version of Windows, which is why I would say please do upgrade to Windows 10. I mean, I have already upgraded to Windows 10 on my main computer over here, as you can see. Although I do not like Windows 10, and I've had a lot of problems with Windows 10, especially with this particular computer. I've still upgraded. I've forgotten everything I know about computers and upgraded to the horrible OS. So I'd say the same you should do. And if you still have to keep yourself on Windows 7, make sure all of your programs are up to date, your antiviruses, your actual updates itself. Make sure everything is it's in tippy-top shape basically, because that'll give you the best protection that Windows 7 can offer. Even if it's pretty limited by what it can do, this will be good for you. And while we're on the topic of that, Microsoft still supports Microsoft Edge for Windows 7, so you can still use Microsoft Edge for Windows 7 as well. And they also support Office and OneDrive and a lot of things basically. So you can still use those if you're interested. But I would definitely say yes, please upgrade to Windows 10. I mean, it really, really is a good idea in 2020. Alright, that's all I had to say today. If you did like this, consider, you know what, never mind, I'm not going to tell you guys what you should do, and I'll see you all next time, bye!